What's going on, everybody? We are back here live here in the OT show, and we got a good show for y'all today. Today, y'all, this is a good one right here. Today, we have market strategist, tour manager, author, journalist, owner of the ABA basketball team, the Akron Aviators, and CEO of Royal Heir Entertainment. Now, mind you, that entertainment it broken down in three different ways, and we're going to talk about that right there because he got a lot of things going on right now, y'all. I have the one and only Mr. Brian Essince Collins is joining us here today, and we are going to chop it up with him because my man do multiple things. Not only that, y'all. I mean, hey, man got 6-time platinum chart, bro. What from Drake reviews? Like my man do multiple things. We got to find out how do he navigate and do all this right here. But hey, let's go ahead and get this show started. Our producer said he is in to have conversations with us. I am ready to have conversations with him. So, producers, let's go ahead and bring the CEO of multiple things, y'all, of multiple things. We're going to go ahead and chop it up. Mr. Brian Essince Collins is joining us here today. Is he in? Is he in? Producers
Yes,
in?
sir.
Yes, he is in. What's up with you, man? How are
Hey,
you?
man, how are you doing?
Oh, man, listen, man, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm doing better than yesterday. That's what I
Good,
always say. I'm
good. That's all you can ask, right?
yeah, man. So let's get started, man. Because I mean,
Okay.
you have done multiple things. You are doing a lot of things. First, tell everybody where you from, and I don't even know where to start off at. I mean, should we start off with you being an author first, or should we start off with you being a journalist or marketing specialist? Like, where should we start off from? So,
Yeah, it's
I'm going
funny,
to give
man.
you the floor, and you tell me where to start off from.
Absolutely. A lot of these things, man, were skills that I just picked up along the way because I kind of had
Mm-hmm.
to. I was born in Honduras and
Okay.
I was adopted and raised in Northeast Ohio. So I grew up in the Midwest and I got into music. I was always a fan of music, always a fan of hip hop. But I started playing saxophone and writing raps when I was 11. So the journey, like a lot of
Wow.
people, started as an artist, but I loved art, I loved writing, things like that just kind of came naturally. And I was the kind of kid who would always volunteer for things. If there was a music
Mm-hmm.
conference in town, if there was, something, let me get in for free and I'll set up chairs and clean up trash, whatever I have to do. So I always just ended up volunteering to help. I ended up selling CDs for a local record label in Youngstown, and they just gave me $2 a CD. So I was hustling those at the high school and just things like that. And I ended up just picking up skills along the way. People just like, hey, man, I need you to do this. And I didn't know how to do it, but I just figured out. So
Wow.
that,
So
that's
so
that's how I got in.
dude, that is crazy, man. But you know what? That shows right there that, like I tell people, volunteering and actually just doing things, you get a lot of it. And that's why your resume speaks for itself when we talk about it, man, because you put in that work and now look at you now. So let me go to this real fast, man, because you're an
Okay.
author, man, a journalist and a publisher. Now you then
Yeah.
came out with a book, right, in
Hmm.
2016,
Yeah.
making it in the Midwest. How to guide to be successful in the music. Why that title?
I wanted to do something that spoke a lot to people in the area. Obviously, someone in other countries can read it. It's not like if you don't live in the Midwest, you're not allowed to read this by any means. A lot of the information is you know can be applicable to anyone, but I wanted something at a more starter level that
Mm-hmm.
really broke it down. At the time, there were outlets that shared information, but it's like you had to go over here to learn about publishing. You had to go over here to learn about copyrights. You had to go somewhere else to learn about different types of record deals, if you even could. And, with all the music conferences I would speak at and things like that, I wanted to have something where people could refer back to some of the information we shared and talked about after the
Mm-hmm.
conference was over. Of course, people can email me or hit me up somehow, but if you actually had a physical guide, or, it's on Kindle and everywhere else, just some sort of reference book. Because, we don't really have schools for the music business. You just kind of learn it or you don't. So
Yeah. Yeah.
by
That's true.
having something like that, some kind of reference, that you can refer to, that was kind of the meaning behind it.
Well, listen, man. I mean, hey, to be successful in the music business, people got to know some guidelines. People got to know how,
Yeah.
and you put that work in and you showing them how. So I will always tell people, if someone put that work in and their resume speaks for itself, then you need to go ahead and buy that book. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So let's talk about your entertainment. You are
Yeah.
CEO of Royal Heir Entertainment. Now,
Hmm.
mind you, that entertainment business has been broken down in like what, three different divisions, two different divisions. You got the
Yeah.
sports marketing, right? And I'm sitting back like, hold up, wait a minute. You broke that down in so many things. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So you got the Royal Inherit Sports, right?
Hmm.
And wow, like just going through the things that you are doing. You are owner of an ABA team,
Yeah.
professional
Yeah.
basketball team, the Akron Aviators.
Yep.
How did that come about, man? I got to know
Funny.
the backstory on this one.
That came through the music business and another situation of me just being prepared when the opportunity came. I've been co-hosting a music business conference call since 2014-ish, every other
Hmm.
Tuesday with my mentor Kermit Henderson. And we would have celebrities. So I would do the interviews. I've interviewed Jeezy, Tyrese, Layla Hathaway, G Unit, Mindless Behavior. So we've had a lot of name artists and independent artists. And it's also a place for people to just have a free discussion about the business. And
Hmm.
someone got on one time and shared some great information that minor league sports are always looking for entertainers. Minor league baseball needs anthem singers. Minor league basketball, semi-pro sports needs halftime shows. And he happened to be with the ABA, and I didn't realize the ABA was still around. I knew about the one
Right.
from the 60s and 70s, but
Uh-huh.
I guess it restarted in 2000.
Hmm.
And there were teams all over the country. So I reached out and got in touch with the guy who was doing media, Twan Benefactor in Pittsburgh, and we talked and kind of formed a partnership on the spot to promote and book like after game parties. And I started doing halftime performers, anthem singers,
Hmm.
and I did that for about a year. There were no teams in Ohio at the time, and they offered us a chance to start one. And it's one of those things, like if I hadn't done it, it would have made me sick, because if someone
Mm.
else did it and it sucked, I would have been like, damn, man, I would have done that better. And if someone
Right,
came
right,
and
right.
killed it, I'm like, I knew I should have done it. And I just couldn't. I'd played basketball most of my life, and I just thought, what the heck, let's do it. In May 2017, signed the papers, and 7 international signings, and 4 seasons later, here we are.
Wow, dude. When you talk about grab the moment, man, bro, you grab
Yeah.
that moment, and I'll tell you,
Yeah.
man, it's remarkable because when that chance come, but you got in it.
I
And
had to.
dude, I thought, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I thought the ABA was gone until I actually found
Yeah.
out about it when I was in Atlanta, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's still going on, and it's actually successful too. So, how was it being an owner?
I love it. And I'm so grateful that I had music business experience, because, and I mean this in the nicest way, it's going to come off crazy. Dealing with rappers helped me deal
Mm-hmm.
with basketball players.
Mm,
Um, the,
mm,
the only difference that basketball has that's beneficial, that I like with players more than working with artists, is the players share opportunities more. So if you
uh-huh.
hear, if I set up a tryout, a guard might come and go, "Oh, hey man, do you need a big man? I know a guy. Yo, I know a shooter." And if you have a conference or some opportunity for artists. Like, hey man, you come here, you get to meet this person. They're looking to sign a singer. They're not going to tell anybody else because they're
Right.
afraid someone else might get that opportunity. But man, I've had players not knowingly like replace themselves because they brought someone with them who was better than them, and
Uh-huh.
they made the cut. But the players who want to start the game, to me, is a similar mindset to the artists who want to headline and go on last. There are just a lot of similarities with that, and so knowing how to promote and do concerts and things like that, and understanding an artist and player mindset, because I was both. They really helped me kind of navigate that and create relationships. But I love it. It's crazy. It really is. There are things that happen and you don't realize it's not going to work out the way you want. And there are things that you expect that are just going to take off and they don't. But there are other things that work and you go, how the heck did that happen? But
Right.
It's great.
Well, Joe, I mean, dude, first of all, big ups to you, man, for definitely doing it. You know what I mean? Taking that leap and say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here. And that goes to show through your years of experience. Once again, everything play a part.
Yeah.
You volunteering, you saying I'll do this, and look at it now. Look at it now. I'm telling y'all kids better take notes. Y'all grown-ups better take notes. It is okay to work for free, especially in something that you want to do.
I did so much.
Listen, network shows your net worth. And I'm going to always believe in that concept.
Absolutely.
Always believe in that concept. So let's talk about you, being an educator. So, I mean, you actually a head instructor for sports media at Ohio Media School.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like you do so much, man. Like I'm still trying to figure out how did you got time?
Me too. I'm still trying to work that out.
Now, how did that come about? You being an instructor, man.
That was another one of those situations. I had a client who ended up going there, and he was trying to get me to come in and speak like a couple years ago, and it just never happened. Not a big deal. And I got connected through one of my partners in the film industry, and they invited me to come speak to the students. And while I was there, before I started talking, just kind of shooting the breeze with the staff, and they were looking for a sports media instructor. And it was like, hey, do you know anyone who knows how to do some of this stuff and can teach it? And I was like, me. And I was there a couple days later signing papers, and now I'm sharing that information too.
Wow. So big ups to you on that, man. I mean, listen, man, I this interview right here, man, tells me a whole lot right there, man. It tells me that the work never ends, right? There's always room to grow, and it's always opportunity. It's just a matter of you put yourself in that place.
Yeah. And I just love helping too, man. I love sharing information. And, a lot of these things I learned just by trial and error. I learned things the hard way, habitually. I've had to set up live streams for the ABA finals by myself. I had to figure it out. I had to just download trial versions of software and buy equipment. And, I have an audio engineering background, so I had mics and mixers and cameras and stuff. But, I had to have a crazy setup and taught myself how to do this. So I know multiple ways to get anything done. So I figured who better to teach how to do live streaming and set up podcasts and monetize blogs than a guy who's been figuring it out his whole life. I love helping, and I ended up hiring a couple of students afterwards. So just it's a good feeling to give back to people who want to learn.
Well, let's talk about that. We gotta talk about that because, man, you do a whole lot. You do a community outreach now, and like you said, giving back to the community. Let's talk about that right there, man. Now, through all that, and you said you love giving back.
Yeah.
Let's go deeper than that, because when giving back, you not only giving back, you giving back, and a lot of people that right there, bro. School outreach, just giving people knowledge. A lot of people don't want to do that, you
Mhm.
know, and 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 especially in our culture, especially in Latinos, especially in, you know what I mean, black. We
Yeah.
don't really want to do that, and you are doing it. Let's talk about your community outreach because you support, you know, the Latino American roots.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit, man.
Absolutely, man. And it's, Hispanic Heritage Month just started, and I give back in a couple ways. One, I feel fortunate that I had the opportunities that I did because of my adoption. So I've been sponsoring kids in Honduras since I was 18. I'm 36 now. So I've been doing that for half my life, helping, there's a little girl I'm helping pay for her education right now. Her older brother actually just came to Cleveland. He's up here studying and going to college now
Mm-hmm.
because of some of the organizations that we support. There was an organization I was in called Concern for Children. It was a support group and helped with international adoptions.
Mm-hmm.
And they started a camp called Mi Pueblo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a summer week-long day camp, 5 days, to teach Hispanic kids about our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I went every year as a camper. And once I aged out, the next year I volunteered. So this last June, we celebrated our 30th anniversary, and I've been there all 30 years. So, they teach
Wow.
the kids, they have a Spanish class, they have games, or they maybe play like Latin American games or soccer.
Mm-hmm.
People volunteer to cook Hispanic foods for lunch. They learn songs and dances and perform for their parents at a fiesta, because so many of us, we have, whether it's known or not, probably abandonment issues and identity issues. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where are you going to find a Honduran named Brian Collins? Like, it's you're not going
Yeah.
to unless, you know, and, and, I had a great family upbringing. My parents are great. I'm very happy and proud to be in this family, but I know that's not what I was born as.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of times there were kids who faced some pretty crazy racism, as you can expect.
Mm-hmm.
The whole "that's not your mom" thing and all of that. So this is a place where these kids can be around other people who get it and
Mm-hmm.
can learn their place in the world. And if I can show them, like, man, I grew up just like you. I had the same slurs yelled at me by 40-year-old white men when I was 12. Like, I overcame these things and I'm doing what I want to do, not what was expected. I'm traveling the
Mm-hmm.
world, working in the music industry, doing what I want.
Yeah.
And, if we can help these kids find their place, and then I can give back where I was from, because I made it out.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, I'm the one that made it out. So I felt the need to give back. And, I've volunteered in other ways, however I can. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's rounding up when I go to Taco Bell or something, you know, I always do what I can. If I can, I'm willing to do it. I feel it's like a
Bro,
responsibility
good
to
heart. Good heart, man. I mean, wow. Listen, I commend you
thank you.
100%. I give you your roses now. So
Thank you.
if people don't appreciate you, I appreciate you. You know what I
Thank you.
mean? Because at the end of the day, you are what someone needs to look at and say, hey, you know what? I've been through these trials and tribulations, but I can still do it. And you are the walking model right now. And I'm be honest with you, because bro, when I started looking at this stuff, man, I was sitting back like, what kind of questions can I ask him? Because my man do media, he an educator, he's an author, he's an owner. Like, I was kind of honestly, I was kind of confused a little bit, man, because I'm like, Joe, do he even have time for himself? So that's the question I'm about to ask you. When you have downtime, what do you like to do, man? When you just be like, you know what, I got a little bit of downtime. Downtime. What do you
Mhm.
like to?
I watch cartoons.
Let's talk about it. Which ones do you watch?
Right now, I'm in season 2 of Gravity Falls,
Okay. I think my daughter
but
watched that.
oh, it's great. And anything from the recent ones of like the Adventure Times to the more adult Family Guys and Rick and Morty's and American Dads. But I
Yeah.
grew up on '90s Nicktoons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I appreciate anime. I was always into animation, and I got my minor in studio art. I wanted to go into art.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost didn't go into music. It was music and art were like my two loves.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a school. My dad found it that had audio engineering and studio art, and I majored in audio. And
Wow.
so when I relax, man, cartoons, cartoons and pro wrestling. That's what I do
There
to
it is.
unwind. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. There it is, man. Well, yo, man. I mean, listen. I got to network with you because you are doing a tremendous job when it comes down to helping and giving back, and
Thank you.
that's something that is dear to my heart. Not only that, man. I mean, you are showing people, what it takes to be in the music business. You're showing people the ins and outs of the music business. You're even showing them the little things. And for that, I say thank you. Seriously, I really say thank you, man.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you.
appreciate that, bro. I definitely appreciate that. And you gotta come back on, man. Like we gotta
Oh,
we
I'd
gotta
love to.
chop it up because I mean, you got a lot of things going on. So what kind of projects do you got going on right now? Because basketball season's
Yeah.
starting. Basketball season's starting. So what is going on
Yeah.
with the team?
Yeah. So we got a workout, an open workout this Friday night. Um, so getting ready for the season. The schedule's booked, but picking up a few players. Um, I have 3 artists I'm working with and developing. We're getting ready to drop things. My one artist, Layla Capri, we've toured the world together. She's toured in China recently, headlined a festival in Brazil. She's had a movie that came out called Bundles.
Mm-hmm.
She's shooting reality shows and doing some stuff behind the scenes too. Really excited for
Mm-hmm.
her new music. I have a singer, R&B singer named Josvani,
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to drop his single. He did a couple cover videos that were blowing up. He did a remix to Finesse by Feels, and Hot 97 debuted it.
Mm-hmm.
And the craziest thing, man, I don't think anyone will believe this because it just sounds so crazy. There's an artist I'm working with from the country of Bhutan. It's a really small country just north. It's like between India and China. A
Mm-hmm.
21-year-old kid. And I was introduced to him through a friend. I studied abroad and I lived in Thailand for a little bit. And I
Uh-huh.
went to school with the princess. And
Wow.
she hit me up like a year or so ago. And she's like, hey, I know you're still working in music. There's this kid here who's doing some stuff. And, can you help him out? And he
Mm-hmm.
was really good. He was just getting videos and views like crazy on YouTube. And we put I put an EP and 2 singles out, and we're getting ready to put
Mm-hmm.
another one out. I've
Mm-hmm.
never run an ad. I haven't done anything. And last week he had 18,000 streams in a week.
Wow.
He's like, he's doing
Wow.
shows and all of the like screaming fans. He did a show to college and all like the like stadium was packed out, or the theater, and
Mm-hmm.
they're all singing along to his words, and like a huge line of like 50 people getting his autograph, little kids rushing up to get his autograph. Like, he's blown up without, like, I haven't done anything yet. This is all just natural. Like, when I announced that I was signing him, his fans crashed my website.
Mm.
Like, I posted something and I had 11,000 people visit it in like a couple hours, and it like crashed my site.
Wow. Dude,
Yeah.
that listen, man. You are what people would call just right place, right time, and the person to talk to, dude. Like, hey, that wow, wow. Well, I would tell you that you do have a platform here. You know what I
No,
mean?
thank
You
you.
want to, your artist later, and any of your artists, because now you part of the family. So now you part of the
Absolutely.
OT radio family, man. So like I
Thank you.
always tell people, anything you need, you got artists, something like that, just go ahead and hit us up, man. We can go ahead and bring them on. Because, hey, I tell you, like I said it before, your network is your net worth. And that's plain and simple. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So can you tell everybody where to follow you at? Uh, Website, social medias?
Absolutely. The company one's real easy, just royalheirent.com, HEIR. So Royal HEIRENT. You'll see the crown. All of the social media is just at Royal Air ENT. Me, ESSINCE. Instagram and Facebook are at It's Essence, and Twitter and something else is just at Essence. But if you type Essence in, you'll see me.
There it is. There it is, man. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the show,
Oh,
man.
thank you.
Taking out the time, man, to have conversation with you. I appreciate the conversation because, man,
Oh man, thank
I
you. I
learned a
really
lot.
appreciate it. Thank you for
Yeah,
allowing
yeah.
me on.
Oh man, no problem, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for allowing me to have conversations with you. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate that. But
Oh
listen,
man,
man, have yourself a good day, man. Enjoy the
you
rest of
too.
your day. Stay prosperous, stay blessed, man. And I'll be hitting you up, because I
Please,
got your email and everything else. And I'll definitely hit you up, bro. All right.
please.
Appreciate you. Much love to you, man. Salute to you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man. Oh man, y'all, good show, good show, good show. Listen, y'all, make sure y'all go ahead and check him out. Check him out, Brian S. Collins, man. Like I said, my man do multiple things. Y'all gotta check him out. Y'all gotta stay with him. Follow him, like it, follow him, share it. ABA, panelist, author, educator. You know, what I mean, CEO of Royal Heir Entertainment. Listen, y'all, and not only that, I mean, 6-time platinum album. You know, Drake, the views. I mean, he got a plat for that. I mean, hey, he's in the music business and he in the sports business. So anybody that's in the sports business, hey, make sure you go ahead and check him out because he do sports and he do sports branding. Not only that, community outreach. That's one thing that's there to OT Heart all the time. And like I said, hey, we have people out here that is doing things. And let's talk about that a little bit. Right now, our scholarship is still open for any high school senior with a 2.5 GPA that is studying in the medical field. Go ahead, y'all. Apply for it. Go ahead and check it out. Y'all can check it out right here on the OT show. Here it go down below. Parents, kids, high school kids, 2.5. And let me tell you, this one, it could be for college, it could be for trade school, it could be for community college. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead and apply right now. Applicants is open till December 15th. We will be announcing on January 15th who won the scholarships. All right. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Make sure y'all continue on following us, liking us, sharing us on all social media platforms. And I will talk to y'all again this weekend. I'll be on this weekend and I have a conversation with y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. And like I always say, someone asks you how you doing, you just tell them I'm doing better than yesterday. All right. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.